Yeah, there are some additional assets with ROVs. There is one asset that is working to get on scene with a decompression chamber. So those are all pieces that are coming together, and we're working those logistical challenges to get them there. And I think we'll take one more.
Is a deep sea rescue a realistic prospect? What would that look like?
Well, I can't tell you exactly what it would look like. I would tell you that we are out there, we're searching. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be searching and putting all effort out there. I think that, if the sub is located, that's a question that then the experts need to look at what is the best course of action for recovering the sub. But I think it's going to depend on that particular situation and if we encounter that.
Sir, is it true that the British offered assistance and they were told we don't need your assistance at this point?
No, I'm not aware of that. Again, what I would tell you though is that the Unified Command is working through prioritizing. We know that there's equipment out there that can be brought to the scene. The Unified Command is working through prioritizing what equipment we need and then how we get it there.
And the British are also responding to the ship as well?
Yes, that's my understanding. Correct. And I think we're going to wrap it there. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming out today. Include this portion of the brief on there. I can stay behind just to take some additional stuff that maybe wasn't answered. We can try to get some information back to you kind of a bit later. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so the Rescue Coordination Center that he's talking about specifically, that's based in Boston. So the personnel that are working in the command and control environment as far as building a lot of the search and rescue plans, sending out the information, coordinating those pieces are here. The people affecting the mission, so the pilots, the air crews, all of the ships, those are based out of different areas. So our pilots, air crews are out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. The Coast Guard cutter Sycamore, I believe, is out of Newport, Rhode Island, but they were operating already in the Arctic. So there are a number of people that are here working in that staff element, but are not physically located out in the search area, if that makes sense.
Command and control.
It is, yes.
Does Ocean Gate have another submersible that they could try to send down there?
I don't know.
It sounds like, for the most part, the staging area is moving to St. John's.
So I believe, a lot of it into St. John, Newfoundland, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's so. Our aircraft, the C-130 aircraft, they're based out of there as well. So I know there is a number of pieces going out there. Logistically, it's easier as opposed to from here. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know an answer to that. So I know a lot of those questions were unanswered on there, and it's a lot of it's because we're not the right agency to be asking that. I know as in the command, we should be to be the one to give the answer to you, but we want you guys to hear it from the subject matter experts. So that's our next plan. Is what we want to do is give an opportunity for you all to get all of the subject matter experts we can into one location to kind of get those questions answered. To give you kind of the best thing we can do. Yeah. I'm sorry.
When those 40 hours are up,
yeah.
Is that the moment you shift from a search and rescue to a recovery operation, if you choose to do it? Given the
I think it really depends on a number of factors. So anything that could change between now and then, as far as information response, things like that could change that. So it's not a hard and fast, timer's up, time to transition. There's a lot of factors that go into it that could extend something like that.
Excuse me, what role does the amount of oxygen play in one of those factors? And with 40 hours of oxygen left, when would you then transition from a search and rescue to a search and recovery?
I don't know an answer to that. That's definitely outside, but we can try to get back to, as we transition through that phrase, we'll have better answers for that.
Is there information about the conditions out there? Like, what exactly are the stars facing?
So the weather-wise, yep. So actually I have, I believe the weather on scene today was 5 to 6 foot seas.
What does that mean, sorry, about the wave?
So wave height, 5 to 6 feet. I believe it was 15 knot winds. Visibility was very foggy yesterday with very little nose visibility, but was increasing today, and they were expecting much better conditions from an aerial search perspective.
So Thick waves today,
Yes.
and it was cleared in terms of visibility.
Yes.
High winds persist, or
It was 15 knot winds. So in terms, it's it's about average out there, right?
How long would it take a typical Coast Guard vessel from the U.S., for that matter, from Newfoundland, to get on site if they're running at maximum speed?
That depends on the cutter itself or the ship itself, because they all have different speeds.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have an average, just so we have a feel for how long it would take to get there?
well, depending on where they're coming from, it could be a matter of 2 days up to 4 to 5 days. It just depends on where they would be deploying from. So.
From Newfoundland, for example.
I don't know. We don't have any ships up there, so I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. The Canadian, we're trying to find out more information on the Canadian vessels that are assisting on there, sort of what their capability and speeds are. I just don't have an answer for you on that right now.
Does the Coast Guard have a line on a piece of equipment that is capable of going down to the Titanic?
The Coast Guard specifically, no. This type of a salvage operation in our expertise as an organization is.
No, in terms of
yeah.
private companies, if you reach.
So that's all part of the conversations with Unified Command to find out what capabilities are out there and explore all avenues that they
You're
can.
looking at that now.
Coast Guard is usually pretty good about releasing videos and
Yep.
like that from their operations. Is there a specific reason why you have these for this operation?
We just haven't received any yet at this point.
And you don't expect to?
We do expect to get some. Like I said, we do have some graphics that we're trying to look to send out this afternoon, as well as we've reached out to the aircraft crews to get footage from them. Now I know with the ROVs that are on scene today, like I said, there just hasn't been any before, so are requesting out there to try and see what we can get to go through that and try to make that available to you all.
What did images from the command center?
I don't have an answer to that. The Coast Guard assets itself, no, we do not have any Coast Guard cutters on scene. No, so the research vessels, I just don't know what the capabilities are at that.
Do you
For
think
that.
it's pretty unrealistic that it has made its way to the surface and its way to be spotted? Because you've done all of these area searches, are you quite confident it's imminent?
That's why we have both types of assets, because we don't want to exhaust one possibility in vice of another. So we don't want to rule out that it is on the surface. And the way that our crews train, this is the environment they train in. They're specialized in being able to see these things from the air. So they've given it everything that they have to it. And if it's on the surface, we're fairly certain that we would be able to find it.
You wouldn't find out.
No, that we will find it if it is on the
Do you
surface.
think it's more likely it's not?
It's impossible to say.
Can I just ask you to, I realize this may be challenging, you may not have the answer,
Yeah.
but trying to get a sense of how far away the nearest naval asset would be that has that lift capability, salvage capability. Is it coming from North Carolina, from Florida, from Boston? Can you give us any idea of how far away it might be?
No, I don't have an answer to that. Yeah.
Do you know if anybody, do you know if that vessel has a pinger or some other way of communicating with
From the research vessel,
the Titan itself?
yeah. Communicating with them? No, I
Yeah.
don't have specifics on technology on board.
Do you understand they've lost contact in the past on other expeditions? Has the Coast Guard ever been involved with them?
Not to my knowledge.
But Ocean Gate is cooperating with the investigation.
Absolutely. They're part of the Unified Command in here, so we're all making decisions together.
So did they have anything else that could go down?
I don't know, but if they do, it's definitely being discussed as far as their capabilities.
Would they tell you if they did? I mean, so it doesn't sound that hopeful, to be honest.
I don't understand.
Like, it sounds like the nearest vessel that it's not clear how long it would take to get a vessel there.
And that's the biggest part of the challenge of all of this, is trying to understand how the capabilities are working together, how they would do it, the technical aspect of that.
So if you're a family member of somebody on board, what should you be thinking? Do you have a message for the family members?
I think it was clearly stay with Captain Frederick on there.
Could you just describe, the crush depth here? We're talking about 400 times, as I understand it, what we all experience at sea level. What can that do to a vessel?
I can't speak to the scientific side of that. Again, this is just more or less trying to get some background information for you guys on there. I don't have any of that information on that.
Can you tell us about what the circumstances, what the crew would feel at this point? I mean, submersible doesn't necessarily, it goes in for a dive and bobs right back
Yep.
up. It's not supposed to be there for that long. Is there?
And that would be a great question that we could try to get answered for you with that subject matter expert discussion that we talked about to get an opportunity for you guys to ask that question, because it'd be much more important and realistic for somebody within that community part of the command that would be able to answer that question a lot clearer than anything I would be able to. So, no,
When might you provide your next one?
so we do have a press release that's going to be going out shortly with the graphics we talked about. Probably similar information to what was passed today. If any new information comes up, we'll update that. But I think ideally we'd be putting out press releases daily, and would look at probably doing another briefing tomorrow.
Can I just ask you one last?
Sorry, what's hold? I don't know.
Could you just reiterate for us, how big of an urgency is this for the Coast Guard? How big of a priority? Do you prioritize these things? In other words, do you classify them as priority red, 1, 2, 3? How big of a priority is this?
This operation is our top priority right now. Within the district, we have, every available asset that we can that's to this that we can dedicate to it on this. That's why we are spending so much time and energy trying to coordinate really this enormous response effort to truly understand the scale of how far away this truly is. And in the context of the types of assets that we can get out there over something that's that enormous, something larger than the state of Connecticut, into perspective of what is available to be able to search in those kind of conditions so far offshore. To understand at 900 miles looks like is an enormous amount of distance.
Can I just ask, I mean, I've looked to the vessel before, but is a deep sea rescue realistic? What that would be?
I don't know what it will look like. Realistic, and that's all part of the conversation in Unified Command. They're looking at doing everything that they can to find out the options that are available.
And family members have indicated they might be on board. Is there an official manifest or log saying exactly what's on?
There is on there. So not until all the NIST notifications have been completed through that process can we release names in that way. I know that some have gotten out, but they have not been through us.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you, and we'll send out an update when the next advisory or advisory will be out for you guys. Thank you. Not that I'm aware of. Nothing that we are setting up. Now, I don't know if they are up there independently. I'm hoping that they would at least reach out to us to let us know so we can help kind of amplify that. But no.
If the Canadians take over the on-site command out on the water, would then command move to St. John, or would it remain here? The ICC.
No, I think more or less what he's talking about with the ship being out there is they can actually control the assets that are physically on site as far as where they're going, less that the operation itself is in command. So it would be in here is the resources to come up with all of those plans, come up with all of the search and rescue operation side. Will likely always stay here. When they say like an on-scene commander, they're just the one that's on scene physically that can communicate with everyone to make sure that we're deconflicting airspace, that we're covering the right areas, that people are searching the right
You guys
spots.
collaborate every day, I'm guessing.
We do. This one's just especially challenging because you just add in an additional layer of distance, of time, of all those other elements with it.
Thank you.
So for the different asset questions, I was talking to Scott over at Transcom. If it's not him and it's not you guys, who has the ball? Steve or Rouse?
So no, I think it was just what's likely we just probably disconnect there with communicating with their public affairs folks. That's the really challenging part we're having here right now. Is normally we can have a response operation, everybody's already here, and there isn't. This is it for us here. Everybody else is either Canada or elsewhere. So we're just it's just a challenge we're trying to do. I think that's just a product of that. So let me see what I can get.
Yeah,
because that's not fair to you.
Yeah, because the underwater salvage folks that are probably good for the remote vessel questions,
Yep.
but I think the guidance they're getting from Jimco is go to the Coast Guard.
And so that's with the Navy. I'm sorry, sorry, what was your question directed towards when you asked?
Yeah,
No, who's and who you originally asked?
it was Scott. What's his name over at Transco?
Wheeler?
Scott Ross.
Scott.
Scott Ross.